using some of our favorite things. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is my tennis racket. I picked up tennis like a year and a half ago, and I became totally obsessed. And yeah, I play multiple times a week. Okay. Nice lemon and lime. Yeah. This might be kind of loud. So satisfying about a tennis ball. It's so green, so limey. Okay. Dylan and I met when we were very young, and we bonded over our love for music, the same kind of music. We basically met Cole like a year and a half later, and from there we just started writing songs and been a band now for a long time. It's very nice. We've played as a band together for a really long time, and we went by various band names for most of our teenage years, and at a certain point we were like, man, we've kind of outgrown our old names, what do we change it to? I think Brayden realized that in Tony Hawk's Underground, is that right? That's right. There's a level that you can play called Wallows. It's a skate spot in Hawaii that we actually went to in real life when we played there. That's right. He threw it in the hat, and then that's what we landed on.
I mean, I feel like our influences are ever evolving as we discover new artists, new music that's coming out. Definitely stems back to like the Beatles originally, and then the Strokes were a huge one for us, and things like that. And nowadays it's just whatever is currently exciting to us, I'd say. But it's ever evolving, really. It's funny doing it like this. You feel like you're being interrupted by something. So we have a new album coming out. It's called Model. It's our third album. We have two different versions of the vinyl here. We've got the standard one, which is clear. And then the, which one is that?
I think this is the sunset.
The sunset, yeah. Brayden's helping with that one. Sunset. Wow. We're gonna open them for you.
Just need a shrink wrap. Yeah, cool. It's our first time with the gatefold.
It has our poster on the inside. And all the lyrics in the back.
I got the sunset variant.
I've got the standard clear variant.
It's 12 songs.
No skips.
The creative process for Model. I feel like this album came together quicker than our other projects in terms of the recording. We ended up going into a studio for about 2 months, and we recorded 25 different songs. So, yeah, just a lot of material this time. And we very carefully narrowed it down to our favorite 12. We worked with our producer, John Congleton, again, who did our first album, Nothing Happens. And, yeah, we're really excited for people to hear it. It feels like our most mature project. We've been a band for a long time now, so, yeah, it feels like It sounds that way.
I hope that listeners find this album to be very addictive and easy to put on and not too difficult to digest. Just really enjoyable, really addicting. It's my favorite kind of album, one that flies by and one that you just want to keep putting on. That's what I want people to get. And I want our hardcore fans to, I want our hardcore, like our diehard fans to have something that really means something to them with this album, like our albums before. And that this can hopefully do something for them at this point in their life and that it resonates with their fans deeply. I hope it's our most enjoyable yet.
You're always trying to, like, write music that you haven't written before, but naturally it's like you're writing it. So, you know, I always say, like, if I picked up a guitar now, it may or may not be different to something I would write 7 years ago, but it naturally will be because you just, influences change or you hear something new, or, like, how many more words can a novelist write? They all exist. You just gotta rearrange them, you know? I think if I had to bring an album to a deserted island, it would be Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, because I feel like that album is so beautiful, and I feel like there's a lot of emotions that album, like, conjures up in you, and I feel like if you wanted to remember a lost love, you got that song, and if you wanted to remember true love, you have those songs as well. Beautifully written.
Pet Sounds is what I was going to say, so I'm going to say Blonde.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say Pet Sounds too, which is yeah, Pet Sounds.
So I have this thing where every time I drink out of a can, I absolutely have to do this every single time when I finish the drink, every time. But I'll walk you through what I do. And then I fold the inside back. And then I tear the top off this for some reason. I drop it in. And then I tear this in half. Let's see. I break it all into little pieces. And then that's when I recycle the can.
I think it'd be really fun to switch lives with Magnus Carlsen, the greatest chess player of all time, because it'd be really fun to see what that means. Like, what is that dude cooking up in his brain? It's pretty cool.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
I would switch bodies with Carlos Alcaraz, so I could play tennis at a Grand Slam.
There you go. If I had a superpower, it would be to have Scotty Scheffler's golf skills. That'd be so cool. And maybe, like, fly.
Flying would be pretty goated. I mean, teleportation would be great.
Yeah.
You could do so many things.
But then it would get boring and you wouldn't appreciate
The journey.
the journey.
True.
You would just always be places. It's like the Seinfeld bit of, like, we're out. This is what out is.
Right.
And when you're out, you gotta go back. People want to get back when you're out. It's like that vibe. Like, you're always just gonna want to travel somewhere else. You're not
Fair.
You're not gonna be happy where you are.
Telepathy.
Oh,
To be able to
God.
pick something up with your,
Oh,
like that. Isn't that?
but then you're not gonna
Telekinesis.
Oh,
telekinesis.
shit, telekinesis.
But then you're not gonna appreciate using your hands.
Yeah, it's always. Yeah.
Have the superpower to always appreciate what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I brought my Friday the 13th Ultimate Collection. Some Jason Voorhees. One of the underrated people, up there with Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Jason Voorhees. My number one is Michael Myers, though. Sorry, Jason. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch is one of the greatest movies of all time. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Jason has 14 kills.
Kids, if you didn't know,
Let's hear it.
on a DVD, there's scene selections. So if you want a scene, you can't scroll. You have to you have to go to click forward to the scene of the movie that you want to watch.
But this is one of the most underrated films of all time. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. If you haven't seen it, there's no Michael in it, but it's so good. So my favorite movies of all time are Halloween, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, Jaws, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The movie that I've probably seen the most in my life is Finding Nemo. Because my little sister was obsessed. I've seen it like just dozens of times.
It's a good one. I think the original Scream is way up there for me. And also The Iron Giant. That's the first movie I ever saw in theaters, and I was that big. And it's just, yeah, it's resonated with me ever since. I still think it's an incredible film.
Also, the Social Network's really rewatchable and great.
It's also one of my favorites.
Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island rules.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the goal would always be to just write songs and release albums that we're really proud of, and never just like make an album to put one out or because we need to. You know, it's always going to be because we feel like we have music that we want people to hear. Like there's no quota we're trying to keep up with, you know. So I feel like our goal is just to stay consistent with like the music we make and hopefully the shows grow because people discover you more. I think that'd be really cool because that's what that means, you know.
I think just to get better, I mean, to believe that our music is getting better and cooler and stronger.
Yeah.
As long as we can keep doing that and believing in that, then we could keep doing this forever. I also think my main goal for the next year and a half while we're touring and doing this like big, you know, the biggest tour we've done yet, having these really big moments, is to just remain present and enjoy and appreciate and soak in every single moment. Because you never know when it could all just be done, you know? So just really like take this in as if it's never gonna happen again, but it's definitely going to.
Yeah.
It's just really soak it in, because it's easy to go on stage and sort of like disassociate and like get on and be like, I don't even remember what that show was like. And it was like a really important one. I wanna make sure I soak it all in.
Too many drinks. just kidding. For me, your best self-love would be obvious things like trying not to compare yourself to others, you know, maybe staying off social media as much as you can, or like don't let it like be like your life or something. And mindfulness and like just meditation helps a lot, and just being happy with who you are. Like I heard this thing where like self-consciousness or like being overaware of yourself is like would only be negative. So it's like you want to try to just be happy with who you are. It's easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but I think meditation, mindfulness, going on walks, having good food, if you can, is good potentially. Could help you out. Whatever works for you, honestly.
My best self-love advice. I think it's okay to be critical of yourself. I think it's okay to like want to edit yourself, but if you do that and like there's things you would change or whatever, just be really nice about it. Just take it easy. Like everything's gonna be okay, and whatever it is that you see yourself doing or that you want to change or whatever, just take baby steps, and like you could do it. Like sometimes I'm guilty of saying things with like mean words when they don't have to be mean words. So just try to swap in some nicer ones.
I'm not trying to be a broken record, but I do think that the best form of self-love is staying away from social media as much as you can, because I think that is the precipice of a lot of self-harm and mental harm. And the more you can realize that that's not real life and just focus on yourself and not what others are doing, the better you're going to feel, and the more you're going to find that you love about yourself.
Well, everybody, we've been Wallows. I hope you enjoyed our mind massage. Our third album, Model, releases on May 24th. And yeah, we hope you find it and listen, and maybe we'll see you at a show.